I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Welcome back to a Girls Next Level podcast, everybody. We are back to talk about Jamaican Me Crazy Part 2. But first, I have to tell you that I stumbled across this podcast. I think somebody on our Patreon brought it to my attention, probably. It's called The Dating Detectives. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, well, it's all about, private detectives and stuff like that. And this episode from September 8th is called Ken Undercover, the Sunset Strip Stakeout.
Okay.
Let me read the description for you. Veteran LA private investigator Ken Childs joins us for a jaw-dropping, celeb-adjacent case file. And when I tell you who this person's about, the fact that they call it celeb-adjacent is funny because she's probably steaming.
Well, I think just that is funny alone, celeb adjacent, no matter who it is.
Yeah. A manager quietly hires Ken to verify whether a very famous man's girlfriend is stepping out, and we ride along as he threads canyon roads, outsmarts private drive signs, and navigates a neighborhood of $90 million estates and movie set security to capture the evidence. Any clue who that might be about?
I have an idea, but keep going.
Okay, so I listened to this podcast, and he doesn't say Hef's name, but it's obvious that's who they're talking about because he said something about I was hired by somebody who runs a very famous, shall we say, ranch that deals in bunnies. So he said he was hired by somebody who met him at a diner in Beverly Hills, and they said, I was hired, I'm dispatched to hire somebody by an employee of this man. So they weren't admitting that Hef wanted it. They said somebody who worked in his office or worked on his security was doing this. But I don't believe that for a second because first of all, people who worked at the mansion were paid okay, but nobody's paid so well that they're going to take their own money and hire an expensive ass private detective.
Right.
Just so they can find out what's going on with Hef's girlfriend or wife, whatever she was at the time, and go back to him. And also anybody who's been in the Hefosphere very long knows that he shoots the fucking messenger. So you do not want to be the person to be oh, hey, guess what girlfriend number 2 was out doing today?
Right.
Nobody wanted to do that. So I think it was Hef looking for a private detective, but they didn't want word leaking out that Hef was so aware that he was being cuckolded that he needed. That's just my theory.
Yeah.
I think it was Hef looking for a private detective, but they wanted to add that layer of security and mystique. And, we don't want people going around talking that Hef knows he's being run around on.
Right. I wonder if it was Tony or somebody like that from security.
Yeah, that met up with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea who would be dispatched to hire somebody like that. But it's interesting because, we're reading all these books on our Patreon about stuff that was going on in the mansion in the 70s. And I'm just hearing more and more about how Hef was always hiring private detectives to trail his girlfriends. And it makes me wonder if we were followed when we didn't know we were being followed. Because I found out later that I was followed the night before I broke up with him. I found out later in Vegas.
In Vegas, yeah. Well, I know the Vegas thing is true, and I know that he wanted to see security tapes sometimes, and the Palms didn't want to give them to him.
Yeah, I was told by somebody at the Palms that they were asked for security footage and they didn't want to hand it over.
Yeah, I remember that going on. So I don't know if that was happening to me too, or if that was just something that was happening to you. But I feel prior to that, we really didn't give him any reason to feel he needed to do that.
And we were always traveling with security when we did travel.
Mm-hmm. So I just feel no, he wasn't doing that for us prior to that, but maybe at the very, very end.
Anyway, on this podcast, he's being vague the whole time. He's not naming names. So as he's telling this story, I don't know who he's talking about as far as the girl that's being followed at first. I'm was this during the Mean Girl era? Was this blah, blah, blah? But it becomes pretty clear that he's talking about Crystal pretty early on. He's talking about the car that she drives and how she had tinted windows. And he's saying that she like would get up early in the morning and leave the house every day. And he said the first time he followed her to like a brunch, and he said it was so boring. Nothing happened. So boring. And then he followed her into this neighborhood like above the Sunset Strip. But this guy said she like left like a speed racer. And the way he's describing how she left the house doesn't make sense because he's making it sound like she drove out the front gate straight onto Sunset. And who knows, maybe she called security and was like, I'm leaving out the front gate, and they let her leave out the front gate, but usually nobody did that.
Right. But I could see her being like, I'm leaving out the front. If she's going straight to Sunset, I could see her trying to pull that shit, like doesn't want to have to go around.
Yeah. And he said there was something about he saw a bus letting all these bunnies out at the gate, which who knows, maybe there was some event where that was a thing. But yeah, that sounded a little weird. Not that I don't believe this story, but anyway. So he's talking about like following her up to this house. And then he says that he's like kind of like staking out the house. And he's like behind the house. And I guess the house had like these giant glass doors, sliding glass doors that were open. And he can see through the open doors that she's like fully naked and having sex with like her side piece at the time. And this would be like a regular thing she would do every day. And he described the guy, and I know who the guy is based on his description. I'm not going to like out this guy on the podcast and say who he is because he's not like a famous guy. But he was somebody that I was told by someone who was close friends with Crystal at the time that this was like the guy she was dating on the side. And the hosts of the podcast were like, well, what are the rules on that? Like, is that invasion of privacy because she's like in her home when you're observing this? And he was like taking pictures and stuff. And he said something to the effect like, it was okay because the sliding glass doors were wide open and anybody could have seen this. So he like takes the pictures and he's like following this regularly, and he gives it back to Hef's people. And then he says next thing he knows, Crystal and the guy she was seeing were like both made their Instagrams like disappear.
I wonder why they would need to do that, because clearly they weren't posting about each other on there, because
I think it's just kind of weird, some weird hang up she has where like when anything goes awry in her life or with her relationship, she has to go hide out.
Yeah.
But there must have been a dust up when Hef found out about that.
That's fascinating. I wish we could know from the other side, like more.
I know.
Like who set it up? What information did they get? How did Hef react?
Right.
Why did he stay with her?
Because he thinks he's winning every time. He has to like regain control.
It's so weird to me. That is not winning.
No, it's so embarrassing. That would be like if I made a point of like getting back together with Zach after he cheated on me and thinking, well, I'm winning because he's back with me. Like that would be the opposite. That would be some clown ass fucking shit.
Yeah.
But that's not how Hef was. That was a pattern with him.
It's weird.
So embarrassing.
It's really weird.
Yeah, so that was an entertaining podcast if anybody wants to go listen.
Yeah, it sounds
fun. It's called
fun.
Dating Detectives.
It sounds fun. Like, it sounds like I want to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I know what I was going to say. I always heard, too, that Hef would sometimes in the past, and I have never seen this actually happen, but I've heard that he would make girls do lie detector tests sometimes.
Where did you hear that?
It was just like one of those rumor things. I don't even know like if I can pinpoint exactly who said it or whatever, but I used to hear that he would do that. If he thought a girl was lying to him about something, he would make them. And I was thinking even at the time, but I'm thinking still now, how? Like you need a person who specializes in that.
Was that
has
from the Butler book that you heard that, or from somebody else?
No, it wasn't a book or anything that I read. It was.
So I think the Butler book said something like that, because I remember when we were talking about it on the Patreon, we were like, wait, does he like have a lie detector test up in the attic? Like, what is this?
No, right. We did talk about it on the podcast from that book. But like this was like something that I heard back in the day.
Like from a mean girl or a staff or...
I just remember it being like a thing. I don't even remember who it was, but like just like a thing that I heard that he had done that to girls before. I mean, this goes way back, like when I very first was a beginner too, because like back when the whole ticket scandal thing happened and stuff, I was like, he's going to make me take a lie detector test. Like that's how sure I was that I knew it already, that kind of stuff could go on. Mm-hmm. I knew about like private detectives that supposedly that had happened before, and I knew about lie detector tests that had happened before. But I'd never actually seen that in real. Well, any of the time that I was there, I just heard that had happened before. It's kind of like you hear that there's cameras and microphones everywhere at the mansion, but then you're actually there and there's like nothing actually there. So then you're like, wait, so you don't know what to believe, you know?
Yeah, that's really strange. I dated a really wacko guy once who was like obsessed with like lie detector tests, and like he was so crazy that he would like come up with scenarios in his head and like accuse me of lying about stuff when I wasn't lying, and he'd be like, would you take a lie detector test?
That's all I need to know about who this was.
Yeah. Will you take a lie detector test? And I'm like, those aren't even real. Like, you can't tell me that a thing that monitors your heart rate or something is really telling you if somebody's lying or not. Like, people can beat it. They're not admissible in court for a reason. And like, we had this discussion. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. And I'm just like, psycho.
Oh my
Stupid.
God.
I don't even know how that guy functions in the real world. I don't.
I feel like I would fail my name at a lie detector test because I would feel so
nervous
that I was taking a lie detector test that they'd be like, "What's your name?" And I'd be like, "Bridget, I'm not sure anymore."
I'd start giggling like a freak.
I might start crying. I don't know. Like, I would just like panic, and everything I said, I would think I was lying about. I'm like, "Bridget, what's your last name?" "Well, do you want my original last name? My very last name? I don't know what name you want."
Yeah.
Like, I would just be like, I don't know, and second guess everything I said. Like, my name was Bridget, but my mom also thought about calling me. No, she didn't actually have a second name, but like that would be the type of things going through my mind.
Totally. It's so wild.
Yeah.
How about just being in a relationship where you trust your person?
Well, obviously, Hef was in multiple situations where he couldn't trust the person.
Yeah.
And he couldn't be trusted either, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so let's go back to Jamaica. You know what I'm so over and don't want any part of? Hangovers. But I want to like socialize and have fun and relax without any of those regrets. And I can do that with Willie's THC infused social tonic. It's an alcohol alternative that actually works with an uplifting, euphoric buzz you can really feel without any of those negative side effects. Willie's is a premium THC-infused social tonic crafted by the legendary Willie Nelson. It's inspired by Willie's way of living where peace flows freely and hangovers are a thing of the past. And it is a low-calorie, low-sugar alcohol alternative that actually works, delivering a fast-acting, euphoric social buzz without the regrets that come with alcohol. Willie's social tonics come in 5 milligrams and 10 milligram doses and taste delicious with a subtle tropical citrus flavor that you can enjoy as a shot, sipped over ice, or mixed into your favorite mocktail. Willie's is not that feared edible that you ate too much of in college. Oh no. Each bottle of Willie's is third-party lab tested for accurate dosage so you can trust and customize your experience. Willie's unique blend of THC, CBD, CBG, and L-theanine delivers a feeling of calm, clarity, euphoria, and relaxation. One shot of Willie's helps you relax, unwind, and de-stress. Perfect for taking the edge off at the end of a long day or for socializing with friends, Willie's offers the kind of feeling that makes good company even better. Willie's sold out 3 times in the first 6 months with over 50,000 plus happy customers, and they just restocked. Willie's ships directly to your doorstep in 40 plus states. Order now at drinkwillies.com and use code NEXTLEVEL for 20% off your first order, plus free shipping on orders over $95, and enjoy life in the high country.
As you guys know, things have been so busy, almost even chaotic. And Holly and I have been looking for ways to delegate or prioritize things better. We are constantly on the go, and you know we love our coffee. But what if I'm looking for an alternative? A simple but effective alternative that doesn't take more time out of my day. To be honest, I don't really have the time or the energy or the desire to do endless research and buy ingredients to try and enhance my daily coffee routine. But what I can do is Everyday Dose. It's my new coffee alternative. It tastes just like coffee, but it's enhanced with collagen protein, nootropics, and functional mushrooms, and my gut and brain have never been happier. It just takes 30 seconds to make, and I never run out of the ingredients that I need. We all want to look and feel our best, and I'm always looking for ways to get in that extra collagen boost. And did you know that collagen is less about quantity and more about consistency? Everyday Dose includes collagen and makes the ritual easy to support skin, hair, nails, and joints. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. They combine high-quality coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. It tastes just like coffee without the downside. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. Get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of Coffee Plus. You'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/nextlevel or entering next level at checkout. That's everydaydose.com/nextlevel for 45% off your first order.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level podcast, everyone. Today, we're talking all about weddings.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me about your wedding? Because all I know is you had this awesome cake. Not a recent wedding.
I was like, my wedding?
No, as I started to say that, I mean like your first marriage. Because I knew people were going to say, oh, we're getting like new wedding details.
Let's see here. We got married on like a beach, but it wasn't like somewhere exotic. Mm-hmm. It was like in it was in Stockton, California. It was in a small like man-made that with houses around it, like their own little local lake, and it had like a beach area and a clubhouse on one end. So we rented that out. We need somebody who lived there, so only residents can rent that out. So they rented it for us, and we had, let's see, I still had a full ball dress on, like ball gown, like puffy, and it was halter, which I wouldn't do again. But I look at the pictures now and I'm like, ew, I don't even like the dress. But like at the time, like I didn't even go, I just went into the store, I found it, it was like $100 and I'm like, this is it.
Oh wow.
I didn't even go wedding dress shopping, nothing. Like I just found this dress and I was like, that's the one. And everybody, all the bridesmaids and all the groomsmen were wearing like just Hawaiian print, like short dresses, or the guys were wearing Hawaiian print shirts that match the dresses. They were all from this company called Jam's World that does like cute, islandy themed clothes and stuff. And he was wearing a white I think it was a white tuxedo. I'll have to look at the pictures again. Yeah. But his cummerbund was the same material as the company made the cummerbund and the bow tie or whatever it was to match.
Oh, cute.
The bridesmaids and groomsmen. And we did like a big barbecue dinner.
That's fun.
Like barbecue ribs. Like now I think back on that, I'm like,
everybody's probably like,
thanks. Yeah. Like when you eat on ribs. But it was this company in Lodi called Salisbury's, and they did like a really good barbecue like that. And I remember I got like the radio flyer wagons, and the food was put in like wagons and like beach
oh, that's cute.
Buckets,
like the sand buckets.
The sand bucket things. And so like everything, and there were seashells and like stuff
cute.
Like all over the table like that. So everything was very, very, very themed.
Yeah.
And then we had a DJ, and then the cake was like a tiered, of course, cake, and it looked like a waterfall coming down, and it had Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head on the top, and we're standing on the edge, and like they were, you can put little outfits or whatever. I think they had like a bikini thing that would snap on. But anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, and then the waterfall coming down the cake. And it said, we took the plunge on it.
The thing I remember about the cake when you showed me a picture of it that I really loved is, I don't know if they did it with cinnamon and sugar or what,
yes,
but most of the frosting looked like sand.
Yes.
And it was so cute.
It was cinnamon and sugar, and then the water coming down was like that blue gel stuff. Yeah.
That's so cute. And didn't you like drive away in a woody beach wagon?
Yes.
That's so cute.
He had one. So, that was we loved
That's so
that.
awesome.
But yeah, it was a good time. It was probably like 125 or 150 people, something like that.
Oh, that's a good amount.
Yeah.
What would be your dream wedding now? Or do you not know?
I mean,
I know what I'm rooting for.
Well, I wanted to do well, we were in talks to do a show about our wedding, and I really like had this whole like thing. I went through all the details. Like, it was going to be really pretty, but yet kind of gothic, but like not over the top gothic. Like, it was like I had this whole amazing thing. I had all these like fun special effects thing I was gonna do. Like, I saw this thing where you can put chunks of dry ice in these little like bins at the end of each pew, and instead of somebody coming out and like throwing flower petals or whatever, they pour like a ladle of water on them, and it starts like all the fog starts coming out. And I really wanted that low line fog stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff so much. It's a process to make that because it's a heavier fog to stay low like that. So I had all these ideas. Yeah.
Would you ever do one of those wedding shows, or would you be afraid that you'd have to like give up control for one of those?
I would do a wedding show if they were like, we want all the creativity, we want all the crazy ideas, the more the better. Then I would. If they were like, well, you know, we just want to kind of keep it normal, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, no.
That's not me. And then also for the reception part, I really wanted it to be like very vintage. I don't even know how to describe this really. Vintage, spooky. You know, like the half moon or the crescent moon photos.
The paper moons, yeah.
Like, I wanted to have that where you could like sit on it, like the old pinups would sit on it.
That would be so cute for like guests and stuff.
I wanted that whole display, and I wanted the whole like reception room to be like stars, like kind of an homage to Nick's dad and everything too. Like space.
I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea.
It'd be creepy and vintage and still like kind of part of the whole thing, but also
including the family lore.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes,
oh my
both
God.
his grandpa's family lore, because that goes way back to like old Hollywood and like that whole look and stuff, and his dad, like the moon and the stars and space.
We need to make it happen. I don't even know what wedding shows are on these days. I know Disney was doing one for, I don't know if they're still doing it. I think it was on Disney Plus. I don't know if you'd want a Disney wedding, but that's just an example that I know of, where they would document like people getting married at Disney World and stuff. I get so much spam calls.
Oh my God.
And it's all people saying like they approved me for a loan that I never applied for. I'm like, stop it right now.
Nick's been getting out of control ones too, like all the time. And when I was home with my parents, they were getting a ton. And my stepdad was answering them. I'm like, stop answering them. Yeah. Stop.
It's an epidemic. And it sucks because one thing I like to do, like if I'm home alone a lot, is I'll like listen to a lot of YouTube on my phone. But when people start calling, it like shuts it off.
Oh, that pisses me off so bad. Like sometimes I'll be listening to one of our episodes and one of them will call in, and I have to go back and figure out where it was and start it again. I'm like, why does that supersede what I am doing?
Yeah, it shouldn't.
I don't get it.
I know. You should be able to pick on your phone a certain number of like important people where if they call, they can come through, and that's it.
Yeah, but everybody else, if I'm doing something else on my phone, it can't supersede what I'm doing.
Straight to voicemail. Mm-hmm. Straight to voicemail.
I guess if we put it on Do Not Disturb, but then that's everybody.
I feel like when I do Not Disturb, it makes it go silent, but it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed, I guess, what really happens when I do Not Disturb.
What would be your dream wedding now? Because you already had like a dream of a wedding.
I definitely already had my dream wedding. So if I got married again, I would just want it to be something that's really, like, I don't even know what it would be now, because it would have to be something that's so tailored to like me and the guy I'm marrying, and something that's like really special to us. And I'd love to do like a destination if there was someplace special. And I wouldn't even care to invite people necessarily. It could be an elopement, but I do love an aesthetic. So I would still put a lot of effort into like my dress and what the venue looked like.
Yeah.
And things like that. I mean, I wouldn't say no to like getting married at Versailles or something, but
right. Yeah.
But I did already have my dream wedding, so I don't even have like an idea. I would just want to do something that's like specially tailored to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about making like a YouTube video about my wedding, but I never got around to doing it. 'Cause back when I was doing YouTube, like my ex-husband had a girlfriend, and I felt like it would be weird to do it because like I had a boyfriend at the time and he had a girlfriend. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, how do I talk about the wedding and like not make it look like I'm still hung up on my ex or something? Right. So I never did it. But I guess I could share with you guys since we all know the context.
Because it was so incredible. You guys should see.
It was so much fun. So my wedding, as you probably already know, I got married in Disneyland, and I wanted to get married in the Haunted Mansion. But the date we picked for the wedding was like we wanted to do it sometime in early September, and they already shut the Haunted Mansion down to start putting in all the Jack Skellington stuff for Halloween, the Haunted Mansion holiday. So we couldn't do that. And I would have waited like a full 6 months or however to get married at the Haunted Mansion. But I feel like Pasquale was getting kind of annoyed. Like he felt like I was trying to put it off. And it wasn't that I was trying to put it off. It was just like when you're a girl, you want your wedding to be like just so. Mm-hmm. So we picked Pirates of the Caribbean instead because New Orleans Square is like my favorite part of Disneyland. So we had that all closed off after the park was closed. And everybody met at the Grand Californian Hotel. And I think we took the train to the New Orleans Square station. Everybody took the train. Maybe not us because we were getting ready. We were getting ready in the Dream Suite, which is this private suite above Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think everybody either was dropped off by a shuttle at this like back entrance to New Orleans Square, or they took the train and got off at New Orleans Square station.
I think they took the train in.
Okay. And then we got married inside Pirates of the Caribbean at the Blue Bayou restaurant. And if I could change anything about the wedding, the one thing I would change is like the carpet runner that led up to the altar was bright white because I just wanted something kind of plain. But when you look at all the pictures from that night, because it's so dark in the Blue Bayou, like the carpet like sucks up all the light. Oh. So it's a little much. I would have changed it to like a really dark blue or something. Mm-hmm. But we got married in Blue Bayou. And after the ceremony, all the guests were let out and put on the ride by themselves while we were taking pictures of like the wedding party. And then the reception was in New Orleans Square, and they had it set up really cool. They had all this vintage furniture brought in, so there were little stations where people could sit down. They had all these food stations. And another thing that was kind of a bummer is I didn't have time to eat.
Yeah.
Because I changed into a dress for my reception, and I didn't get to try any of the things, but we had like a gourmet grilled cheese station and like a dessert station and all these different stations. And Cascade was the DJ, and everybody was dancing and having fun. And we had a couple cakes. The groom's cake was all like kind of psychedelic Alice in Wonderland themed for Pasquale. And I think it was like chocolate Nutella or something like that. And the main cake was just like a really tall white cake with like a Sleeping Beauty and the Prince cake topper. And it was funfetti. And we had a fireworks show. We had our own Fantasmic. We had Mickey and Minnie came, and they were in like dark blue outfits because dark blue was like the wedding color. The Fantasmic was really cool. And after Fantasmic, they had like the water fountains that they could project pictures onto. And they projected like a bunch of family pictures to Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And then at the end, everybody was just kind of ushered onto Main Street, which in and of itself was really cool just to be at the park after hours.
Yes.
Because I don't know, they keep some lights on Main Street, and they have like these sound effects that you don't hear during the day. Like when you're in certain areas of Main Street, you can hear like somebody like singing in the shower, but it's not real. It's just like a soundtrack. But like you don't hear it during the day because the park is so busy.
Yeah.
Fall is here, and with it comes the back to school rush. All those drop-offs, the after-school activities, the football games, the last-minute supply runs, all these extra trips, the gas in the tank, it adds up fast. And with the Upside app, there's an easy way to earn real cash back every time you fill up your tank, grab a bite to eat, or stock up on essentials. Whether you're driving across town for a game or picking up snacks for the school lunchbox, Upside helps you keep more in your pocket. In fact, Top Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. The free Upside app gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. There are over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the Upside app, ensuring that cash back is always just around the corner. I love getting cash back on gas because I'm always in my car. I'm always driving from one place to the other, one city to the other. It is crazy. So it's so easy for me to use and such a good thing for me. People can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code NEXTLEVEL to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code NEXTLEVEL.
You guys, here is a vitamin company that finally gets women's bodies.
Seriously, whether you are dealing with period symptoms, trying to support your fertility journey, or just trying to feel the best you can every day, Parallel has something specifically designed for where you are right now. No more generic multivitamins. And personally, I love supporting brands that are redefining women's health, and Parallel is leading that charge with their approach to vitamins. Parallel is the first OBGYN-founded vitamin company. It's targeted nutrition for every stage of a woman's hormonal life: menstrual health, fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, and daily wellness. They are comprehensive vitamin packs that are doctor-formulated routines in convenient daily little packets, targeted supplements like hormonal balance support for specific health goals, and daily powders including protein, electrolytes, sleep support, and greens powders. Daily powders that do more than just the basics. They have a protein powder, which has protein plus fiber plus creatine. They have a greens powder, which is greens plus antioxidants plus fiber. They have a hydration powder with electrolytes, collagen, and hyaluronic acid. And a sleep powder with 3 types of magnesium. All the powders are safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, but designed for all life stages. And they're made with bioavailable ingredients your body can actually absorb. Exclusive for our listeners, new customers can enjoy 20% off their first order with code NEXTLEVEL. Visit parallelhealth.com. That's PERLELHEALTH.com.
So it's very eerie and cool. And like we did like this whole ride in like the Cinderella carriage. But even before that, I remember like Bob Gurr came and drove us in like an old 1900s steam car that they have on Main Street. He like drove us around. It was so fun.
Clarice came and visited us while we were getting ready.
Yeah. They asked me if I wanted any special characters, and I picked Clarice, who's like the girl from the Chip and Dale cartoon. She's in like one cartoon called Two Chips and a Miss, but I love her. And she's like a very rare character at the park. So I asked her to come to like when we were getting ready, and we took pictures with her on the balcony.
And I was all excited because David Tutera was like one of the wedding planners.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
And he's like the famous.
David Tutera is here?
Yeah. And he's like the famous wedding planner from TV. So we worked with him and Sue from Disney Weddings.
And I love Sue. Sue and I have stayed friends ever since your wedding.
Oh, yeah. We see Sue regularly at the parks. And it's funny because she did like Aaron and Victoria's wedding too, because they got married at Disneyland Hotel. And I'm so jealous because they got to take pictures inside the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. Like wedding pictures. And I just feel like, considering what happened with her, what a waste.
I know.
Like, I'm bitter about it.
Yeah.
I'm bitter and jealous that they got a mansion photo shoot.
They were
And
amazing.
she goes on to try and kill her husband. Like, fuck her.
Wait, isn't that the theme of the Haunted Mansion too, though? Does it?
Ew! It is!
Maybe this was planned a long time ago.
She's that hatchet bride. Oh, my God.
I remember, too, just some extra little things that happened when I remember going and doing the dress fittings for your wedding.
That was fun.
And I remember we got paparazzi'd one of the times we were walking in.
Oh, yeah, because wasn't it a place on Melrose or something?
And then, and I remember going ahead of time with you guys and doing like the tastings for the food.
That was so fun. Yeah, going to Disney and we did the taste. I think we did that in the Dream Suite too.
Yeah. They
would bring out different things to sample, and they had like this whole array. Like they made us a bunch of mini cakes. Like, this is what your cake could look like, and all the flavors to try. And it was, that alone was an experience in and of itself. It was so cool.
And then I remember after we did the photos and stuff, Sue came up and she's like, they're holding it open if you guys want to jump on and do the Pirates of the Caribbean. And we're like, hell yeah. And they're trying to pin our dresses so they're not dragging. We're trying to pin them really quick, but we're like, hurry, 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 because we wanted to get out there.
Yeah.
And we jumped on our own boat and we went through Pirates of the Caribbean. So that was cool.
And I could be remembering this wrong, but I think I let everybody kind of pick their own cut of the bridesmaid's dress, as long as it was navy blue.
I didn't get to pick a cut. They just did it.
Oh. Because I thought there was some kind of thing where I was like, okay, do what you want that's like flattering, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, I didn't have any choices. Yeah. I mean, I was happy with it. Except at the very end of the night, like we all went back to California, Grand Californian, and I asked Nick, can you help me get out of the dress? And the zipper broke.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we are both haters of the delicate zipper.
Yeah. And I was like, how am I going to get out of this?
Oh, no.
And I think we just had to pull it.
Oh, no.
To get out of it.
That sucks.
I know. So, yeah. What else do I remember that was extra fun?
It was so much fun.
Nick, of course, was there. I didn't see him till later after the wedding, but and a lot of people that we knew. I remember Olivia, the pinup artist, came, and her husband.
Yeah.
And some playmates.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. Tanya was there.
Yeah.
Wait, was Angel there?
No, because we weren't speaking at that time.
Oh.
That was like during our 2-year hiatus. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because honestly, she should have been there instead of some other people
Yeah.
that I can think of. And it wasn't a very big wedding. It was like 200 people. But for what Pasquale would usually do, that is very small because he rolls very deep. But that was like all that we could fit in the Blue Bayou. So there was a limit.
The majority of the people there were his.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he had so many people standing on his side. Like, there's no way you could have, like, met that with the same amount of people.
Totally. Yeah, I think I got to invite everybody I wanted to invite.
Yeah.
Because I roll much smaller.
Oh, and I remember your wedding shoes. I was like dying. I wanted those shoes so bad.
Oh yeah, I wanted something glass slipperish, so I got like the rhinestone Christian Louboutin. I had flats for the wedding dress, and then I had high heels for the reception dress.
Those shoes, I still love those shoes so much. Like,
me too. Yeah, they're like my favorite shoe.
Those shoes are
They're
dreamy.
just like the best shoe.
What else do I remember?
I'm sure once I leave here, I'll remember like all these fun details that I forgot. But
even just being part of the wedding party, there wasn't a lot of time to eat the stuff too. I remember like there was little things that were like, oh, and now you need to go over here, and then can you come over here? And then I remember trying to bustle the dresses kind of took a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying to get out there. And then we got to leave all our stuff in the dream suite. And I remember at the end of the night, they came and they're like, okay, we've got to go get all our stuff out. And there was so much stuff. You had these big baskets, and we had our clothes from earlier, and our bouquets, and
And Sarah Cranham was there from Playboy Makeup, and she did my updo when I switched.
But yeah, that wedding was amazing.
It was so much fun.
I do remember, it's weird because I do remember that did we all walk down Main Street at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
And Pasquale and you guys all walked at the end and were stopped like at the train station. And Pasquale and I were taking pictures in front of the castle. And then we rode down in the Cinderella pumpkin carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember walking down Main Street, and I remember walking with Josh and Tanya and like that whole group. And it was like so amazing. And everybody's trying to get pictures. Like, look, we're alone on Main Street.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to do this. I need to book that private dinner you can do at the Dream Suite again.
Oh, yeah.
I've done it before, but that was the other time I got to like walk out when there was nobody there. But I need to book that again. I just keep forgetting to book it.
I want to do like, I don't even know if they do them very often, but Ashley at one time, I don't know if you went too, but Ashley went to like a dinner in the Haunted Mansion at the dining room table.
They don't do that anymore. They only did it that one time, but that looked like such a cool event.
Like, I want to do that. That is so cool.
Yeah. They do Haunted Mansion dinners at Club 33, but it's not the same as like being inside.
Yeah.
The Haunted Mansion.
I want to do one. I want to do something inside there like that. That's so cool. So back to your sister's wedding.
Yeah. So we start this part of the episode with wedding rehearsal in, we call it the Grotito, because it's this little cave. And Kevin had a little like hot tub with some stone around it in his backyard that he called his Grotito. And I remember I went over to his house for some reason, and he was showing me like all his memorabilia, and he goes, oh, I have to show you my Grotito. And then I came back and I told you guys about it. And this was during the time when we like weren't being paid. So there was a lot of animosity to like, oh, how much money is Kevin and Hef making versus us making nothing. And I remember we were all sitting around, and I had told you about it, and you and Kendra were having a conversation about the lack of payment, and you turned to Kendra and you go, do you know Kevin has a Grotito? And she was like, what? As if that was like the evidence of like him making so much money off our backs. It was so funny. So anytime I think of the Grotito, I think of that. Do you know Kevin has a Grotito? What?
How dare him make a Grotito in his backyard without paying us?
I know. It's so funny. So we're doing this wedding rehearsal, and they had this thing where they wanted my dad to do a handshake with my sister's fiance as he like walks her up the aisle. And I remember my dad was so embarrassed and thought that was so dumb and didn't want to do it. And I think they ended up not doing it at the end. But I remember he was like mortified. He's like, I'm not doing that. That's so stupid.
Yeah, like I've never met you before. Here's my daughter in exchange.
Like it's a business negotiation, like passing it off. And then my brother was going to be over on my sister's side as a bride's man.
Yeah.
Starting a new tradition. And it was just a super short, easy wedding rehearsal.
Yeah. You say that you're really happy that your sister picked you to be like the maid of honor. Do you think that she had other people that she was like?
Well, I think it was all about just she wasn't really inviting anyone. Like I think she had a friend there. But, keep it simple.
Yeah.
She was my maid of honor.
It's funny because my sister's like, when you have your wedding, like, I don't want to be your maid of honor because if there's too many, she's like, there's too many responsibilities and I am not that girl.
Oh, that's so funny.
You're going to have to pick somebody else that can do all that stuff.
What are the responsibilities of the maid of honor? Because obviously I was my sister's and like I made a toast, but she didn't like ask for like a bachelor party.
Well, that's usually the thing.
Okay.
Like they kind of put together the shower, the bachelorette party, that kind of thing and stuff. And my sister's just like, I'm not that person to do that. Like I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
So I say that day was really cool too because you remember the weather was crazy. Like there was thunder and lightning. It was raining.
Yeah. I remember the weather always felt a little treacherous just because it was so humid. I mean, treacherous for us filming anyway and wanting to look good.
Yeah. And I just remember, like I say in commentary, it was so romantic and so beautiful. Like I love that whole getting caught in the rain thing. Like when I'm not filming.
It's getting a little colder outside, and sometimes that can mean dry, chapped skin. So skincare this time of year becomes extra important. And that's where OneSkin comes in. I love using the OneSkin face. It makes my skin feel so soft and refreshed. I also love OneSkin Eye for my under eyes and Body for the full body moisturizer. Also, the OneSkin Travel Kit, which includes all three of those, plus the Prep Facial Cleanser, is always in my travel bag. If you haven't heard of OneSkin, they're the first skin longevity company founded by an all-woman team of PhDs in skin regeneration, tissue engineering, and stem cell biology. When they looked at the so-called anti-aging industry, they found most products weren't actually living up to their claims. That's when they developed their patented OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to target senescent cells, the root cause of wrinkles, crepiness, and loss of elasticity. All of those are key signs of aging. Unlike most products, the OS1 peptide works beyond the surface, down to the cellular level, treating the visible signs of skin aging at the source. That's why I feel so good about using this product, is I know it's nourishing my skin and helping it stay as young as it can be for as long as it can be. Their products are backed by 5 published clinical studies and over 10,000 5-star reviews. Every formula is dermatologist tested, safe for sensitive skin, and NEA approved, delivering powerful results with skin health in mind. This season, don't just moisturize, support your skin at the cellular level with OneSkin. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin with 15% off using code NEXTLEVEL at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code NEXTLEVEL. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Try OneSkin today. But there was a little bit of a worry, like, oh, what if this rains tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like, remember Carmela's wedding was outdoors and it rained?
Not just rained.
Yeah.
It poured. Oh my God. And then I say also in commentary right here that like in Jamaica, there was this whole vibe where you just felt really, really welcomed and relaxed, and everything was just like no worries. And
yeah, totally.
It's just like this weird, not weird feeling, but like a great feeling you had when you went there. And I remember when I went back for beaches, I felt it again. Like it's just this like, just such a laid back feeling.
Very nice. And it probably played into a lot of the like, oh, well, if it rains tomorrow, we'll just make it work.
Yeah.
Kind of a vibe.
And then is it weird watching your brother in these scenes?
You know what? I thought it would be, because I think we were talking about the episode in season 3 where he comes to visit, and I'm like, oh, we see more of his personality in the Jamaica episode, but we really don't. He's so quiet.
Yeah.
He's barely in it. I do get emotional when I see us like walking down the aisle together, especially since they're playing like sentimental music. But he's so little in it, and he's not saying anything. So in a way, it's not weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. It's like he's there, but he's barely... Not really.
It's just like, I think my overall feeling is just I'm very grateful to have this footage.
Yep, definitely.
So the next scene, we are going on a catamaran, which was a lot of fun. And our destination was this place called Rick's Cafe, which is very famous. And I'm really surprised they didn't have us do some kind of Hef tie-in because, you know, his favorite movie, Casablanca, the place is Rick's Cafe. So I'm shocked they didn't do some connection. I don't think we're missing it in the episode. Like, I think it's fine without it. I'm just shocked they didn't try and do that, like, as a way to, like, loop Hef in.
I get what you're saying, but I also feel like this Rick's Cafe is unrelated to that Rick's Cafe.
Very much.
So, it has nothing to do with it. So maybe that's why they're like, well, it's a stretch.
But I'm surprised they didn't have me say something really dumb like, oh, this is like Rick's Cafe from Hef's favorite movie, so it really made me wish he was here.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And then we saw flying fish, which was so fucking cool. It was the first time I'd ever seen flying fish.
Me too. I didn't even know that was a thing at this point.
Yeah, like I'd heard of it, but like kind of didn't know if they were real.
And then I saw them later when I was doing beaches, not in Jamaica, but in a different location. I can't remember where. But so, I mean... But that was like, those are like the 2 times in my life I've seen a flying fish.
You know where else I think we saw them was Catalina when we went scuba diving.
Oh, is that where it was? I'm like, there was a second time I've seen them in my life. But like...
I think of Catalina. Because when I think of flying fish, I think of Catalina.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're in Catalina, so they're close to us, but yet I never had heard of them.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Because it sounds like a thing that's not real.
And they have little wings. Like, they really are like a flying fish.
So weird.
It's weird.
Seems like it shouldn't be a thing. So Rory is in the scene with us, and again, he's great, and I'm glad they had him come everywhere with us. I think he's such a great character, and he adds a lot of continuity to the episode.
Definitely. And it's like having this butler everywhere we go. Like, it's like extending life at the mansion to here.
Yeah, because he's kind of like a DeAndre or a Bryant or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
And I feel like I didn't even, and I may have said this in commentary, but I didn't even realize that he was on the catamaran or coming on the catamaran with us. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Rory with a tray of cocktails
for us. It's like a genie popping up out of nowhere.
I'm like, all right, I'll do that.
Yeah. And then you complain about how you sat down and it looked like you wet your pants. And I said, it looks like my brother peed his pants too.
Yeah, because it's wet. I mean, it's a boat, but it was wet on everything.
Kendra spots a dolphin.
Yes.
Freaks out.
The cameras didn't really catch it though. Like you see a little something in the water, but you don't really see a dolphin. And then the boat captain announces we are at Rick's Cafe in Negril.
Tell me all about the cliff diving, because obviously I didn't do it. There were 2 different levels you could do it, right?
There were multiple different levels, but one of the coolest things I thought was that the boat like gets as close as it can, and it's just kind of out there, and then there's this like trap door that opens up with stairs.
Oh yeah,
and you just walk right down into the ocean
and swim to the
shore. And then swim to the shore, which I just thought and the water is so beautiful and blue and clear, and I just thought this right here, just getting into the water like this is incredible. But of course, I want to do it immediately, and I swim over there. And there was like a short one, like I think like 10 feet. And then there's like a 20-foot one. And then I think there's even like a 30-foot one. And then the 45. And then there was like you could just go up on the rocks and just jump off, which those experts were doing. But I do the shorter ones first because I'm like, I'll work my way up. And those were just so much fun. But then I get to the highest one that you can do, the 45 feet. And there's literally signs up there that are like, this could cause death. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, 45 feet is scary because like we've talked about doing trapeze before. And like I talked about how I used to do silk in Peep Show.
30.
And it's 30 feet is usually the standard. So 45, whew.
Yeah.
You're adding like 50%. Oh, I can't think about that.
It's high. And I remember like standing there looking over the edge going, Wow, I'm so scared. And what was scary about it, too, is that the rocks came out. So it felt like you really needed to jump out over. So you missed those rocks coming over.
Yeah, because I feel like it would be so easy to fall and just kind of like not fall where you're supposed to go.
That's what I was worried about. But then out of nowhere, this guy comes crawling up the rocks from like underneath me. And I was like, ah! And he comes up and he's like, he's waiting for me to go. And I was like, I'm nervous and stuff. And he said, whatever you do, don't jump out. Just jump straight. Ooh. And I was like, no, it looks like you're going to hit. He's like, you won't hit. Don't worry. Just jump straight. Just don't jump out because you need to be straight when you go in. And if you jump out, you'll lose your form and you won't be straight when you go in. You need to just jump straight and keep your body straight and stiff. The fear got to me that I was going to hit the side of the rocks. Yeah. And so I tried to stay straight, but I also try to push myself out, like do something in the middle, like push myself out, but still try and stay straight. And you can see I'm pretty straight, but I just slowly start legs start going out, and I hit like almost in a seated position. Oh my God, the back of my legs from the knee all the way up my ass, like probably maybe thousands, but hundreds of mini bruises all over the back of my legs. I hit so hard.
A butt flop.
Yes. And at the time, it just felt like my whole ass and back of legs were just stinging. Yeah. Like a major belly flop type thing. But yeah, and then I swam back to the boat and it was all worth it. It was worth it. It was good. It was fun. But those other people, they were jumping off the rocks and they were doing flips and diving and all this kind of stuff. And I think I did it again when we went. I don't know if I did the 45, but I definitely did the cliff diving or cliff jumping back when I did beaches. But we also did amazing stuff that we didn't get to do while we were there, like on the beaches show. Bobsledding.
Oh, fun.
And like just climbing the falls, the Dunn's River Falls, which is so incredible. I'll talk more about it when we are in the beaches era.
Beaches era, yeah.
But it was amazing. Like I really, truly love Jamaica.
And we didn't actually go to Rick's Cafe, did we? We just like rolled up to it.
Yeah. We did never even go there.
Did Kendra jump?
Well, so she says she didn't bring a bathing suit. She didn't know we were going to do this. And then she just decides she's going to go in her dress. And she swims over there. And then she gets up there to the short one, mind you, and decides it's too high and she doesn't want to do it. So she goes back down on the ladder, swims back to the boat, drinks cocktails. And I'm still over there. Me and other people are still over there like jumping off and stuff like that. She says she drank a bunch of cocktails and then swam back over. And then I still had to stand by her and be like, let's do it together.
Is doing it drunk even the way to go?
I mean, I guess if you're too nervous. That sounds extra
scary.
Well, it's the short one. Yeah. So probably not going to get hurt from it. Yeah. As long as you're sober enough to swim back. And so we did that one. I think that's all she did. And then she swam back to the boat and she was like, I did it. But she didn't do the tall one. And I might have backed out of that tall one, except for everybody on the boat started cheering, like screaming for me to do it. And I was like, oh shit, I got to do it now.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't do it because I didn't even know how to swim in this timeline yet.
That's right. But Shane did it. I know Shane was over there doing it. Probably his groomsmen too. I'm not sure. I don't think Stephanie did it.
We'll ask her if she remembers.
I don't think the parents did it. None of the parents.
I can't picture that at all.
But I was like, I'm the first one over there. Let's go.
Did I ever tell you about the time my dad jumped in the ocean and like wrestled a fish?
No.
This was like in Alaska. Some guy was fishing. We just like were walking along and there was a dock and some guy was fishing and he like couldn't pull the fish in. So my dad fully like jumped in and like wrestled the fish and like brought the fish in.
Oh my God.
Core memories. So then it cuts to me in commentary saying it would have been great to have Hef there and he would have loved it. And then in commentary I go, would he have?
No. I don't think he would have.
I felt like I was just always kind of required to say those things so he didn't feel like left out in the cut or something.
Yeah, maybe. But it's so pretty when we're coming back too because there's like the sun is setting. It just looks so relaxing and magical. And you're like, oh, and then you say like it was so nice being on the boat with my closest friends and family with the sunset and just enjoying all these amazing things together. It was really a perfect environment. And then the next scene, this is the big, crazy bachelorette party.
The crazy night. So we are gathered in our room with my sister, and she on the show didn't want to sleep in the same room with Shane because she was a second grade teacher. So she didn't want her students to like possibly see her on TV, like going in the same room with somebody she wasn't married to yet. So that's why she stayed in our room.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like the old tradition where you don't see them the night before.
No, Just because of the school kids. Yeah. So we're gathered in our room with my sister, and we have all these gifts for her, but how did we get them there? Did we ship them ahead of time?
I don't know.
We couldn't have packed those, especially your ice cream tower.
Oh my God, it's massive.
And then I was going to ask you, did you wrap that there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
While you guys were doing the wedding rehearsal, I was wrapping that present.
Okay, that makes sense. But you don't remember like if you had the stuff shipped there or brought it in your luggage? Because some of that stuff was breakable too.
It had to have been shipped ahead of time. Had to have.
That would have been so much to pack.
Because there's just no way.
Yeah.
So recently I was told that I should start using some readers, and the thought of shopping for glasses has always been kind of daunting to me. Like, I feel like it's so clinical. Like, I have to go to the drugstore or a pharmacy and try on a bunch of glasses that look like they were meant for my grandma. But Warby Parker has changed all of that for me. They have made shopping for eyeglasses fun. Nick and I have gone into Warby Parker many times, trying on dozens of glasses and picking out our favorite ones, from sunglasses to readers to prescription. And recently I was just doing it online too, and it's so cool how they add the glasses right to your face, right from your own computer. You don't even have to go to the store if you don't want to. I thought it was the coolest thing, because you can actually see what the glasses are going to look like on your face. Warby Parker uses nothing but premium materials in each frame. Warby Parker designs every frame in-house, and their collection includes silhouettes, colors, and fits made to suit every face. Warby Parker offers everything you need for happier eyes: eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. You can shop with them online and in store. Warby Parker has over 300 plus retail locations across the US and Canada where you can get styled by one of their friendly expert advisors. They have always been super friendly and super helpful and made the whole process feel very comfortable. And they'll even clean and tighten up your old glasses while you're shopping for new ones. Warby Parker glasses start at $95 and include prescription lenses with anti-reflective, scratch-resistant coatings. I cannot wait to receive my new Warby Parker glasses and get rid of those old drugstore ones. Warby Parker has over 300 plus locations to help you find your next pair of glasses. You can also head over to warbyparker.com/nextlevel right now to try on any pair virtually. It's so cool, you guys, I swear. That's warbyparker.com/nextlevel. warbyparker.com/nextlevel.
And I think my sister shipped it home.
She said she had to get a big ass box to ship that all home. And you ask her, I don't know how you're getting this stuff home, but here you go.
I was going to say, if you wrapped it ahead of time, it arrived in great shape.
No, I definitely wrapped it right there in the room. I think I did bring all that kind of stuff like tape and scissors and ribbon and stuff like that. I might have even shipped the wrapping paper ahead of time. I can't remember.
Probably.
I do remember doing it in the room.
Yeah. And I love the whole ice cream themed gift tower.
Yes.
And then I get my sister Disney stuff, of course. I got her these giant Minnie Mouse slippers and all the Disney kitchen stuff and a Mickey and Minnie cake topper because she said she didn't have a cake topper. And then I brought some bracelets so she could wear something borrowed because we're on that theme again, the something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Yeah. And I give her a penny. That's from the year she was born. And she's like, I'm not wearing shoes. Because you're supposed to put it in your shoe. It's supposed to be like good luck and prosperity or something.
I wonder if she ended up taping it to her feet because that was the discussion.
That was the discussion. That's what she said she was going to do. But I feel like that would not have stayed for 2 seconds.
Yeah, because like sand would get in there and it would just be a whole thing.
You could put it in your bra or something.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like that would work too.
And then in commentary, this takes us into our future timeline. We're talking about some out of order stuff. Like I talk about using an ATM for the first time in 7 years.
Yes.
Isn't that weird? Because Hef would give us cash every week, and I always made it a goal to put half of that cash in the bank. So I would go to the bank every week, but I wouldn't use an ATM because I always had cash. And I'm talking to you guys in commentary about how I was at the Palms the other day and I had to like go to an ATM and it felt weird. And I realized I hadn't used an ATM in over 7 years.
See, I would put my money in the ATM while we were at the mansion. So I had used the ATM. But it is weird little things like that because I'm about to talk about how I haven't been in a grocery store in like 7 years.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like when I think about the Palms, I always feel like I grew up there in a way because when I moved out of the mansion, I was doing some of this adult world stuff for the first time or for the first time again there. And it was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's interesting. Little things like that.
Stepping out of the bubble.
Yeah, because I say I went home and I was at the grocery store with my mom and they have the most amazing flavors of ice creams right now. And I'm not even a huge, I like ice cream, nothing wrong with it, but I'm not even like a huge ice cream person. Like I don't, but I was with my mom and like there's so many flavors and you were like what?
Yeah, because they probably come out with so many new flavors over the past 7 years. And because we're living at the mansion and just ordering what we already know, like we don't know what's out there. We're just like strawberry again,
Yeah. And I also just don't remember them having like, there were some interesting flavors back before we used to live at the mansion, but it wasn't like crazy like it is now. Like now there's like so many good flavors. Even
Moose Crunch or whatever they call
there's
it.
so much stuff. But what I was talking about in this particular one, I said there's one called Sugar Cookie.
Oh,
which is
yum.
still one of
That
my favorite
sounds so
ice
good.
creams.
I've never had that, but it sounds delicious.
It is so good. And if you get the right kind, it actually has little chunks of sugar cookie in there.
What brand makes
like frosting? I don't know. I'll have to look.
Yeah. Send me a picture next time you come across it.
Okay. And then I said Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and they actually had like chunks of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup in it.
Damn.
Yum.
My favorite to this day is still pink peppermint at the holidays. And sometimes it's hard to find.
Yeah, where was I? And they have it. And I was like, oh, I think it might have been McConnell's. Do you know McConnell's, the chain? There's one in Studio City.
Baskin Robbins usually will carry it around the holidays. But sometimes it just depends on the year. Like sometimes it's trendy to have it in the grocery stores. Sometimes they won't have it.
Yeah.
But it's like a staple for me at the holidays. I love it so much.
I still love mint chip too. Like that's like my go-to old time like favorite.
That's Pasquale and Forrest's go-to mint chip.
I love it. Nick too loves that one. Like if I get mint chip, I know I'll like it. Yeah. But I usually like want to try something new and fun.
Also, like circling back to the Palms, it's so sad how much has changed there.
I've not been.
I went back and I think I talked about this on the podcast too, because it was in relation to like one of the Palms episodes. Like me, Angel, and Tanya decided to like go undercover. And,
you were looking for our star. See if our star was still there.
To see what things have changed because like a second new owner since the Maloofs had it took over. And it's just like so much has changed. Like they haven't kept any of the old stuff. And it's just like kind of sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And what's going on with the towers where you could live in them? Like you could buy a condo?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's up with those. I don't know if they're still condos at all. I'm sure some of them exist that are. I know you can stay there. But when I first moved to Vegas like 15 years ago, I would always go there because the restaurant used to be called Simon. It was Carrie Simon's. And they would have a brunch there every Sunday. And that was the brunch to go to. And it was like such a staple. And it's just sad it's not that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a moment where I was like, should I get a condo here? Like, I feel like I spent a lot of time in Vegas at that time. And I was like, maybe I should have a condo here. Maybe this is a good investment.
No, I think we were kind of talking about it because when I, I had moved out, but I hadn't like gotten serious into like the next relationship yet. Like that would happen fast. But there was like a month or two period of time where I was kind of in transition where I knew I was going out to Vegas because at that time, before I was taken out of it by somebody else, I was supposed to do Crazy Horse Paris. And I thought, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to go do Crazy Horse Paris, but I want to like do a spinoff and like live at the Palms. And I was like trying to convince you to like get on board with it. Because I thought we could live at the Palms and like maybe for TV, they could give us a job and like doing promotions or something. And we could like do all this and do all that and do all the other thing.
It would have been
that was
fun.
my OG idea before it went to Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then also another thing on the later timeline we're talking about in commentary is I'm talking about dreading club promotions.
Yeah, I have that in here, yeah.
And like, do you guys hate it? But I think the difference, we've talked about this before, I think the difference between me, you, and Kendra is you guys knew you could take a friend, but I never got offered that. And I don't even know who I would have taken at that time. So I was always doing them alone with just the chaperone, and nothing could be not only more awkward, but I wouldn't even drink on those. I would pretend I was drinking, but I wouldn't drink because I'm like, I could get taken advantage of at any moment. Like, I don't even fucking know anybody here.
Yeah.
So it was very, like, it was an easy way to make good money. So I was grateful for that opportunity, but it was kind of like a miserable experience for me.
I know. That sucks because I always had a great time doing them. I loved it. And but I always took somebody with me too.
Yeah.
I like never went alone.
The good news was when I finally landed in the show at Planet Hollywood, I would do a club appearance every month, but I would do it in Vegas. So it would just be home and you could take your friends, and I felt good. So that changed, and I loved doing club appearances once I was in Vegas. But when I was traveling around doing them, I was like, like I need to find something else to do because this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then they ask, I think in confessional, if I care that my sister gets married first. And what an antiquated question.
I know.
Like,
I
does
was kinda
anybody,
thinking that too.
like, is this Shakespeare, The Taming of the Shrew? Like, what century are we in?
Yeah.
And I say I don't care.
Yeah.
And Rory comes into the room and kind of fakes like he's going to be a male stripper for a minute, and we're all laughing and stuff. And I say, my sister would have jumped into the river if I had a male stripper come in.
Yeah. It does sound like it though, because there's like a knock at the door and they play that like strip music. That's the same one that they used for mine. And so you think like, here it comes. It starts a bit wild, but instead we all crawl into bed. He's just there to make up the extra bed for your sister.
Mm-hmm. And in commentary, I say, we got really wild. We didn't go to bed until like 10:15. And I see that as a meme all the time.
Oh,
with like,
really?
Yeah, because people, it's like a meme or like on top, I say we got really wild. And then the bottom, it has the closed captioning and it says we didn't go to bed until 10:15.
That's funny. So this is where Kendra said, oh yeah, and I got right back up and went out that night.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because it shows us all tucked into bed. We're kind of like, I imagine to the point fake going to bed. Like we probably, me and you and Stephanie probably went to sleep not too long after, but
we probably stayed up and talked or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe watched TV or something. And I went, when Kendra said that, I went, like I knew like what she went and did, but I don't remember now.
Yeah, like we need some explanation.
I feel like she went out with Rory.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. And I'm not saying they did anything. I think that he like took her out like to go do something.
Running around. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it says to be continued on the final shot. And was this the first time we've had it to be continued? Or did they do that in Europe in season 2?
I was going to say Europe, but I don't know if they wrote to be continued or not.
Yeah, this might be the first time we've had it to be continued. And back in the day of destination television, aka the 80s, when I was a little kid, I hated to be continued episodes. They would do it with Saturday morning cartoons. Sometimes like if you had like Gem and the Holograms or one of the more dramatic ones, they might have it to be continued. And I just remember my parents hated it on their adult shows. Like when you were hit with it to be continued, that meant you weren't getting a resolution until next fucking week.
Yep.
And it was the most annoying thing on the face of the planet.
And here's ours.
Yeah. Kids today will never understand what TV used to be. I remember when my kids were little, like, because they would always watch, streaming and you could pick whatever you want. And we were at like a Disney hotel or something. And I had them turn on the TV and they didn't understand that they couldn't pick. They just had to go through the channels and watch what was on.
Oh.
Like that was their first intro to that. Like, well, I don't want to watch this. Like, where's the other stuff? I'm like, no, this is how TV was back in the day. You just have to watch what's on. You can go through the channels and pick it out. But
and if it already started, too bad. That's where you're starting it now.
Yeah. Like, do you remember like watching a show you were really into and then the commercial break would come on, so you'd have that long to run to the bathroom, and then you'd have to run back and jump over the couch to like get back in time,
or to run and get a drink or a snack or something.
Yeah, like recording it on VCR was always an option, but not something we did typically.
Yeah,
it was just you were queued up to take your commercial breaks.
And then when TiVo came out, I thought this is the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have best and worst? Or do you have more stuff?
I need to make one, but I didn't do a best and worst because there's the wedding bells episode. But I do need to do a best and worst because this is a whole episode.
I can do mine while you think about
yours.
it. Okay, my worst is my bruised ass.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Oh my God. I wish you guys could see it. It was tiny bruises, but like hundreds, if not thousands of them all over. It's like every little blood vessel or capillary or whatever the back of my leg burst. It's just crazy. And I remember being so bruised and sore, like it was like so like tender.
Yeah.
And my best is the whole thing. I mean, honestly, the whole even jumping off.
Yeah.
I would do it again. I feel like it was really amazing to be included in something like that, like intimate and sweet and family oriented, and going to Jamaica and being able to do it with you and Kendra, and I just felt like I was part of the family, part of the whole like Jamaican thing. I feel like Sandals welcomed us so much. I felt like we were part of Sandals went above and beyond.
100%. They were great.
Yeah. And I just felt like they made everything incredible for us. Your family, Shane's family made everything incredible. Everybody was just so good. Mm-hmm. The way the three of us got along, like this trip was amazing.
It really was. I guess there's so much I like about it. I don't really have a worst. I guess if I had a worst as far as like this could have been improved, I do think it's a missed opportunity that they didn't show like some footage and pictures from the Playboy Club in Jamaica, just because I love the visuals of it and I love like the history stuff.
And it would have been cool if we could have like stayed one extra day and gone there.
And see what it is now. Yeah. As far as best, like you said, everything, there's so much I like about it. Like I love that my sister's wedding and my brother are able to be caught on camera and everything went smoothly without a hitch. And we did have such a good time and the three of us were getting along so well. I even like that, like the convo between me and Hef that's captured about like the baby talk. But if I had to pick like some little specific thing I love the crab.
Oh, really?
He's so fucking cute. Like you can't write that crab.
Yeah.
You can't invent that crab.
Yeah.
So
it was a good episode.
Yeah, we love that episode. And to be continued, we will come back next week with wedding bells. If you would like more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. Check out our merch at girlsnextlevel.shop. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.